guys, Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House. Got the 55-gallon drum, steel drum. It's a food grade container, and it is fairly new, and it housed apples. So all these stickers and stuff will be burned off when we do the full burn on this thing. But just to show you guys this, there's a little screw here, and you can tighten and close and remove the lid. It'll seal the lid right on top of there via that connection there. Seals it right to the drum, and this thing's massive. So what I plan on doing is, I see the seam here. That's going to be the bottom of the drum. That's where I'm going to keep it. I don't want the seam on the top, obviously, for obvious reasons, just in case. But this is massive, guys. I could actually hop in here and kneel down, and I could be Oscar the Grouch if I wanted to. But I'm not going to do that. How about that? So it's a pretty nice setup. Citra fruit, and yeah, the guy came, delivered it, paid him. It was a quick in and out deal. Nice. So we're gonna start on this project coming up. We're gonna be turning this into a DIY, do it yourself, off the grid heat source. We're gonna turn this into a barrel stove, and I bought the barrel stove kit. If you've missed that video, please subscribe and go back in my videos. I give you the rundown of that, but you're gonna see more here obviously first. And the reason I recommend you guys get one with a lid that can be totally taken off is so you can work in here. I can reach almost to the bottom, just leaning over the barrel, and anything you got to do in here for cleaning or maintenance, you want to be able to get in there. Because if you buy a sealed barrel, you only have a little tiny hole you can put your arm into. Not very friendly. So yeah, I'll be back. Alrighty guys, so I got the tightener back on, but I don't have it tightened up. But I have it so it's nice and flat in place. And just want to show you here, this is part of the kit that you can order. Now, this handle my dad actually made, and this is the handle that came with it, but I'm assuming this is where it goes on the door. And here's your damper to damp down the airflow right there. Now what you want to do is it's got a little latch here, you just swing this, and then you actually can pull this. That's kind of what that handle's for. Alrighty guys, so for the handle, you can see here he just had a spool of wood off of something. Actually, let me tilt the camera up. So he had a spool of something here for the handle, and he just put a bolt through and nuts, and that worked out okay. Now what I still have to purchase for this, in particular the door, is it's that rope gasket material. I'll have to buy that at the hardware store, put that around here, and that'll help seal up even more air from getting in. So you don't want to be over firing this thing. You want to keep it, you're in charge of the airflow basically. So right down here at the damper area is where you want to be controlling that as well as you can. Now, another thing I got to show you, where the guy latches, normally it's in this position, so you got to kind of move this out of the way in order to get this hole to be able to be drilled in there. So keep that in mind. So what I got to do now is take like a marker, like a Sharpie, and mark all the holes in this center one out and go from there. Now the front end doesn't really matter. You just want to keep it kind of centered to the world here. I'll get a level and stuff just to make sure, but you really don't need to worry about that. As long as you're kind of centered, you should be good. You'll keep the structure going. So I'll be back in a minute here. Alright guys, so what we're going to do is I'm going to mark the holes here with a Sharpie, and basically the cast iron here is so heavy that you really don't need to hold it when you're doing this. So that's kind of a nice thing about that. One here, a couple down by the damper area. So that's all the guys done up. Now what you also want to do is you want to trace. This marker's pretty much pooched, it looks like. Get the most ink out of it as I can here. Isn't that always the fact? When you do a job, you got a crappy marker as your tracing line. I got just enough to see a line here though, so we're good. No big deal. And that will give us the outline of what we need to cut out. So that marker's done. So when I remove this now, just carefully put this back. I'll move my little, you guys see how you had to move this just to get in to do your drilling? So we got my holes, and I think we're good. We're ready to drill. Now, it comes with all the hardware, my particular kit. So I have to get that hardware and see what size drill bit I should go with, because you don't want to go too big and you definitely don't want to go too small. So I'll tell you in a minute what we got here. Alrighty, so this is the size Phillips head bolt that we need to run holes through these little dots that we made here all the way around for our barrel. So I'm gonna have to figure out what size drill bit we need in order to do this, because we want to be as close as we can to this diameter, and it's probably looking like 3/16 is the winner. Actually 13/64 is kind of like sweet right now. Might be actually this guy, but you could use a 3/16 if it was you know, that's pretty damn close there. So this is a 13/64 inch. We're gonna use this guy, so let's go ahead and start my first drill with that. And I think we're good. So what I'll do is I'll try one down at the bottom here. Why not, right? You guys see that okay on camera? I'll punch this through and we'll see where we go. So it's fairly tight. I'm just gonna burr it out a little bit just to see. just to clean that out. Well, it still needs some more. Well, I might have to get actually a bigger size bit. I can do that. Be back in a second.